Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another webinar, HR webinar by Company Bench. Can you guys see this slide?
Yes, Vinay.
Yeah. Okay. So we have got two talented panelists today. I have Ankan Ashish and Gandhali Bagade from TechPulse Private Limited. So we just want to start with you, Ankan. Like, if you can talk about your journey in Optimum or your recruitment experiences with Google, so that like we can start with you. I think you are on mute.
Hey, sorry, Vinay. Thanks for the introduction. Hello, everyone. This is Ankan, and I'm having good exposure into IT hiring totally. I'm having experience of now around 13 years in this industry, and currently I'm working for Optimum Solutions, and but deployed at Google India. Google, I have a responsibility of setting up this Pune Google office and do all the technology hiring. And it has been a great journey for me. I have worked for various organizations, like you can say Barclays, UBS, Cognizant, and other stuff. So I have seen the transition from a manual work to automated world. And today, when I work for a company like Google, you have see everything automated. And the industry what we have, you can say, I mean, if you talk about the industry, when I belong to a generation where people used to apply for a job via employment news or classified, or they used to look after something in particular newspaper advertisement and all those stuffs. And from there to applying on a job site or portal, the technology has helped a lot in this. And that's what I can say about my experience in the technology world. And there are lots of things we can get into do in recruitment while using technology. Okay, and this will be really helpful for us.
Great, wonderful. Thanks for insights. I mean, I remember you were joining UAll HR event which we have done in Novotel, and I'm happy to announce that like both of our panelists were part of that event. And post that, like we started this extension of that UAll HR only, and we have done 10 plus webinars till now, and we're still going with that. So thank you so much for your insights. So we have the second panelist, that is Gandhali Bagade. So Gandhali, if you can just take you through your journey, please.
Yeah. So first of all, greetings for the day. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Vinay. Thank you, Company Bench. Ankan, nice to meet you here again. And all the other participants, I hope we'll have a great session ahead. So just a brief introduction of myself, I would like to give you. Like I have been in the HR industry, that is specifically a human resource industry, since last 10 years now. And what Ankan said is more into information technology. I come into a very diversified field that is very much different from him. That is basically heavy engineering and manufacturing industry. That is what I have dealt into. So major chunk of my career goes into the manufacturing industry. So apart from the 10 years of corporate experience, where I have worked with education industry, manufacturing industry, as well as IT industry. So all these years, it has given a good knowledge of what challenges people are facing or the companies are facing when it comes to talent acquisition. Of course, technology has made a good, you can say, a much more diversified, you can say, made things easy for the HRs for getting the recruitment processes, getting it more easy. So that is one part. Talking about my journey, currently I am director with TechPulse Consultancy Pvt. This is my own enterprise and I completely deal into talent acquisition. So that is the core I deal into. Okay, so this is all about me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for the introduction, Gandhali. So like we are talking about like how technology help in recruitment today and how we utilize the technology for hiring successes, right? So see, I mean, as a part of Monster jobs for last 5 years, and I have met with around more than 1,000 HRs. At that time, I got to know that, like, the main pain point of the market is this notice period of 90 days, and then the last time backouts, right? So we'll be talking about more about like how technology is helping in that. So I want to ask Ankan about like how does technology help in the recruitment of qualified applicants? If you can take us through that, Ankan.
Sure, sure, Vinay. I will help you in that side. So I told you, so when I started my conversation, I was very clear that I belong to a generation where people used to apply on employment. They used to get an update regarding new opportunities via either via employment news or classified, or we used to have a, a portal where like a newspaper where we used to get some advertisement related to company openings, and we used to travel that much. Like if we have, I belong to a small city, small village in from Bihar. So I used to see my uncle traveling from that city to Delhi or Mumbai or Bangalore after getting this information. So the technology has moved a lot here in that from that time to till the time I am into. So today we have different job portals. If you talk about, we have Naukri. Naukri was there at that time as well, but it was not that much in use that point of time. From Naukri, we have Indeed, we have Google Hire. There are lots of structures which we have today, LinkedIn and all those stuff where we connect people. We understand the technology, we understand people, we understand the requirement, we understand the knowledge what we are getting from the industry, and then apply for the job. And in terms of recruiter, if you talk about in terms of, I have been a recruiter in past as well. So we never used to have a application tracking system. We used to do everything in Excel. It was used to be very, like everything was manual. We used to write the name of the candidate. It's very tedious job, and you have to write a name, experience, and all those stuffs, and extracting data analytics, and extracting, making some, doing some market mapping and all those stuff used to be very tedious that time. But today, if you talk about, we have a good at 8 years. When I joined Cognizant, I used to work on Tally at that point of time. Then today we have Workday. They are more automated. They have evolved lots of things in their system, and it has been more automated. The HR analytics part has been improved. I can extract data from all these 8 years, and I can do my market mapping related to hiring process, related to candidate joining process, related to their background verification. The most important thing what we have seen, now BGV is also getting automated. In past, we never used to have a BG part thing, but today we have background verification part, which is getting done automatically via different sources. Apart from that, now we are, so if you talk about sourcing people from different zones and different locations, uh, and also tracking these candidates, we can go from anywhere. We can get into any social media. We can go to any, like I have sourced people from Facebook as well. If you see, I have sourced people from Twitter as well. So one of my team member has sourced a guy from, he was driving one day in uh, in a shared driving, like a shared cab, and he was talking to that guy, and he asked him to come for an interview, and by luck he got shortlisted. So technology has involved everywhere. So there were some apps which we has been developed related to, if you heard about the term gig, that it
Yes.
has also evolved. That gig apps and all this has been developed where tools like Quick Ride, Upwork, Uber, and all those stuffs, what they do, they apply, they open the market for everyone. It's like a gig economy where people apply anytime, anywhere, and tomorrow if you have a opportunity, people can grab, any recruiter can grab that profile from those places. So this is the way our system had moved into technology, and there are lots of new things which is coming into picture. If you talk about, I can see in Google right now, there are few things which are changing in recruitment process as well. Before, I mean, if you talk about interview process, so when we used to have interview process, we used to go to office and attend face-to-face interviews, and we have to be physically present at the venue. Then lots of things like to have change now. We can have Zoom invite like this. We can have Zoom interview, Teams in MS Teams interview, WebEx interview like this have it come into picture, and it has made our work very easy as a recruiter, as a director, or as a manager. And somehow I noticed one more best part of technology is in past what used to happen. The recruiters used to be biased. What I noticed in past, I have an experience where one recruiter, one panel didn't like the attire of the candidate, and he rejected the candidate on that basis of that. He didn't check the knowledge and all those stuff. But today in technology, we have different test tools. We can go back and check the technology, their coding skills, their knowledge, and put in front of the panel that this guy is very good. So why we are rejecting it just on the basis of attire? So there are some things which has happened, and that has improved a lot, and technology is helping a lot in this thing. And I can see in future as well what the experience I'm having now. Uh, Technology gonna involve into recruitment very much, and it will be helpful for all recruiters, talent acquisition specialists, and apart from that, we will be having good HR analytics and HR BPs in future.
Correct.
So that's it, a brief about from my side.
Great. So, I mean, wonderful that you have, made all the points you have covered. So, Gandhali, I mean, are you agree with these points, or you have some other views on that?
Yeah, basically, I do agree with the technology points what Ankan has said. Just would like to add here is like basically from shifting from a very traditional HR to a very modern technical HR. So basically, like doing the things very much manually and then taking the hands off and the making the stuff much more easier when we come to the technology part. So here majorly think or what helps more is with the ATS or something that is applicant tracking system here is the resume parsing thing. So basically, when you have a structured way of putting your JD, when you have already understood your KREs, your KPIs, okay, the key result areas or the key performance indicators, the person is going to perform. Okay, so according to that, when you draft down your job description and when you load it on the ATS, so the resume parsing thing is what is the beneficial part when it comes to tracking system. So basically, whatever the unstructured part of your resume is gets very much structurized here. Okay, so that is what I would like to add on here. Apart from that, I could see technology in a different way here, which I have also used in my all these years of tenure, is that now with Facebook, LinkedIn, and Insta, what the thing is, you can come up with a lot of events as well. Okay, so let us take an example here. Like we are doing the hiring for a major core position of the company. So let us take a senior position of a company, right? So
Right.
it is very difficult to find proper technical expertise plus the personality attributes of a person in a right way. Okay, so you cannot be completely dependent on Naukri, Monster, or any of the job portals. So what method I have used here is having HR events being conducted. Okay, so these events could be where like you make a gatheration of the technical, different technical people here. So may it be the sales force, may it be the IT force, may it be the project leads. So you organize some events here. Accordingly, you have a collection of data. So accordingly, through LinkedIn, Facebook, you can do the advertising of these events. And that is how your hiring can be much more effective. So making the advertisement much more seen to the public through the social media things. So that is what I could see here to make a hiring process much more easier and the collection of data to be very much apt. So what happens here is like when the person is already enrolled in an event, you start knowing the person starts knowing your culture. Okay, so these are also the other parts as an HR we have to see here, like what culture the company carries, because if the company is growing, the company has a good benefits, or you can say the company has good culture altogether, or family bonding is there, or workplace balance is there. Okay, so in that case, when you get these people acquainted, or you make a team of these people, it makes that person to see up to your company, to become one of the part of your company. So that is what I feel. So events through LinkedIn or Facebook or Insta, so advertising your company culture through these medias is much more beneficial. So that is what I feel as I have been doing these years.
Perfect, perfect. So I mean, now we talked about how technology helped us in the hiring process. I have another question wherein what are the key performing indicators to measure the success of the hiring? I mean, like let's say if we have 60 days, 90 days notice period, and in that time, are we how are we connected with those resources or those candidates, you know, to make sure that this hiring will be successful? So are you using any in terms of tech freak world? Are you using any kind of technology to track or to be in connected with them? If Ankan, if you can throw some light on that.
Yes, we have different matrices for that. If we talk about, we have tools where we have started working on focusing on those companies where we can get qualified candidate. For example, we have XYZ companies. We have lots of companies in industry now. We have millions of companies where we, if you put things on ATS, you have company name where we can get the technology, and they're expert in XYZ technology. For example, we have Python or Java, whatever. Java is everywhere, but if you talk about some MI or data science tech companies, there are few companies in the market which are dealing with those things, and we target those companies. And when we focus on those companies, we have to make sure that I mean, these companies should have a filtration criteria, like they have 30-day notice period and 60-day notice period, obviously. So obviously, when the system is there, when we have things on portal, we come to know this. We are gonna hire a candidate from XYZ company, and this company has notice period of 30 days or 60 days. Okay,
Right.
so we have easy target. So when we need someone very quickly, we focus on 30 days notice period candidate. And if you need to create a bench or something like that, we focus on 90 days notice period candidate. The ATS has helped us a lot. That's why I'm saying that the technology has done a lot. If you go through different job portals, we have different ATS in online. You will source those profiles. I can't name those things because it's related to Google right now. So I can't name those things, but there are tools which mentions the client details as well. They share the candidate details as well. Like Naukri, they have many things, how many companies they have changed and what are the current notice period, if he's serving notice period or not. So we get those details as well from that tool. So we have things, but the challenge is, the biggest challenge here is retaining candidate. I mean, we are not sure after 60 days this candidate is going to join or not. That's a challenge, and we are working on that challenge today also. But technology not going to help in that. Only the relationship building could help in that.
Correct. So, I mean, I have another question for you. That is, which recruitment matrix helped you in this?
So best thing is that the best candidate where you can get it, like where do your best candidate come from? So that matrix is related to only numbers. I mean, I can say this only, there's no particular matrix for that. But if we talk about data, it's about only from where the candidate is coming from.
Right, correct. So Gandhali, if we would like to hear from you as well on this.
Yeah, with recruitment matrix, as per my experience, I don't think so much ATS is doing on this, because see, application tracking system is more like how you track the data and everything. But recruitment matrix is something you can, when you're working on a portfolio or you're working on a position, you have to start jotting down things, or you have to create your own matrix. Okay, depending on the company culture and what your attrition rate is, basically. Okay, first you have to understand the attrition rate of your company. Once you are aware of what the attrition is, accordingly, you can set up your own matrix. So how much time you are taking to fill up one position? Okay, which are the sourcing portals? Okay, which are helping you to source maximum amount of applications. So that also, as you go on with the different positions, you understand that LinkedIn is helping me more, or Naukri is helping me more, or my referrals are getting much more benefits than the other portals. So all these things. So matrix is something which you, as an HR, you have to design yourself. where you understand how much time you take to fill, how much time you take to hire. Apart from that, how much is the quality of your hire is very important, because it shouldn't be here like the candidate joins in and within a month he gets an offer, he's not satisfied with their company. In 1 month he feels that okay, nothing is going to happen here with my career, and he goes off. So the quality is of hire according to the culture is also important. So as Ankan said, I would like to add it here is, but instead of the technology, okay, relationship management, how you build up a rapport with the candidate is much more effective here than the technology.
True, true, true. Gandhali.
I hope, Ankan, you have the same point. I am not sure, but then this is my viewpoint basically.
I totally agree with you, Gandhali, because the thing is that we have all different experience. Obviously, when it comes to industry, we have different industry where we have to build rapport, and we are into people management. And when we get into people management side, we have to build that relationship. Matrices are not going to help a lot. I have one thing about technology is going to help you in every sense in recruitment, but technology has their own drawbacks as well that we can discuss later, because not technology can't help us in bringing people on board without rapport building. There are some relations where we have to have a psychometric test as well. So their technology can't help you. Understanding mind, understanding coding languages and all the stuff comes from a non-technology background, but it
Yeah,
won't be
exactly.
helpful.
Because yes, yeah, because even now these days when we see that technology is making things, the manual things what we were doing in Excel, those things are getting easier when you are coming to talent acquisition.
Right.
But of course, when you want to retain a candidate, when you want people to stay with you, when you do not want to, when you say that your people are your assets, okay, so you want these assets for your industry to grow. So in this ways, relationship building is much more, very much crucial as an HR basically. So the HR role becomes very much important here. Basically, that is what I feel.
True, 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 Gandhali.
Just
So,
to add here,
next,
Vinay,
yeah,
just
yeah,
to
Ankan.
add here one more thing. I mean, I was reading one article and I came to know that it's very easy to understand machine, the technology, because that has been created by me. But it's very difficult to understand human minds because there are billions of mind and it's very billions of work to do.
True,
So
true.
that's what I have experience in, and that's a word that's a sentence that I use in various technology event. So they have their own drawbacks. Technology has their own drawbacks.
Correct, correct.
Exactly. So understanding the emotional intelligence becomes very
Yes,
crucial here.
agree with you,
Very
Gandhali.
crucial here.
Agree.
Yes, yes. So, Gandhali, as you said that, like I remember one product from a job portal.
Mhm.
The Monster launched a product called Quinton, right? So in that, I
Yeah.
mean, so many job portals are following that. That is automated interview process. So they
Mhm.
have a software. You just need to put all the data in that, and it will automatically send emailers and SMSs to the candidates. So candidate can join anytime as per their, I mean, comfort, and the
Mhm.
interview questions are already set in that. So
Agree.
they can answer those questions, and according to the emotional quotient or no, the way they answers, the system automatically grants them, gives them a ranking, and that is again going to save the time of the recruiter again to shortlist. Like first kind of shortlisting will be done through system only. He'll rank that particular data, and then the second round you can. So these kind of products, and we can see in the future as well in the recruitment industry where you can save a time of.
Exactly. This could also be
Agree.
one helpful tool.
Right, right.
Yet the challenge still remains as a recruiter, that whether your person remains or not, that becomes a challenge. That challenge remains still. The person is there in your company for a year at least.
First of
Yes,
all,
yes.
Gandhali, the candidate has to join us. Will he join? That's a clear question here. Will the
Very
candidate
true.
join us or not?
Very true. Basically, the thing here is now due to COVID, as this work from home policies come up, and people are working with their own comforts and at their comfort zone,
Agree
basically.
with you.
So, for an HR, it is becoming more challenging day by day. So, the HR role from the traditional HR, it is shifting to much more kind of, you can say, the HR has to be diplomatic, the HR has to be manipulative, the HR has to be ethical as well. So all these things come up here as well. people come, they say that, okay, I'll be joining your company. They'll give you all the assurances, but still, you're still not sure at the 60th day whether the person is really going to join or not.
No,
So
that's not good.
the HR role is very challenging these days now.
But I,
And the
from this,
COVID has
Gandhali,
contributed more on it now.
yeah, Gandhali, but the thing is that what I have learned is from my experience now is like, let's be honest on whatever communication we make it to candidate. These are things which is getting difficult for us. But if you are honest with your work and we are honest with our work, people are respectful for that. And this is what, yeah, brand like Google and all the stuff doesn't have to pitch about this. But
Exactly.
yes, I have worked for a couple of startups where I have to be very clear with this. And that is what I have learned in my previous organization. It's difficult, but let's be honest with ourselves and with the candidate. This is the thing what I can offer you, and this is the thing which I'm going to provide you in the future. And if
Yeah, this
he
is a
likes
similar experience I have, in fact, Ankan, because with the majorly I have worked with the major chunk is the startups only. So
yeah,
you just have to be very much transparent what the role really is going to give you, and
exactly.
if you are really able to meet your expectations with this role, rather
Agree.
it is
This is
much
what
more waste of a time.
agree with you. Definitely, indeed, on that side, Gandhali. This is what we have to do.
Great. So, I mean, even my next question is related to this one. The question is for you, Ankan. How
Yeah.
long does it take to hire an employee from start to finish? Right. And
Yeah.
how many candidates accept the job offer you extend? So
That's,
maybe, I mean, if it is related to Google, you must have had different experience. But if you can,
yes. That's why I was supposed to come back to you. It's differently. So I will tell you, if you talk about today, I have a joiner ratio of 92%. But it's Google. So this brand where is totally different here. But
right.
people drop out in Google as well. So just to inform you, if you have a notion that everyone wants to Google join, it's not that never happen like this. Everyone will have their own choices. They want to drop out. They have different thought process. The masterminds are not don't like. We look for they're people who are intellect and all those stuffs, but those intellect people have their own aspirations in their career. I have worked for different startups. I have seen the ratio of 20% joining ratio as well. In past, I have seen when I was in Silicon, I was in Dubai for 2 years. I've seen a ratio of 60% hiring ratio from offer to joiner ratio. But people are more like when you are in technology, you know about brands. Today, everywhere we are advertising about companies and all those stuff. They know about technology. In past, wherever you used to get a positive, you used to grab that. We used to get 10,000 rupees of job offer. We used to get into that. The thing is that the market, in a sense, if you talk about in terms of Google, if I talk about, it's very easy to inform candidates. This is what you have to, because obviously they have gone through 6 and 7 rounds of interviews and technical test. So after that, if you get into 7th round, this guy has some potential to get into Google. But in previous like in startups, the challenge is you have to sell your brand. They are not aware about the brand. They know about the company, that this is the product which you have. This is the services they are providing, and this is the future what we have to. So they are, again, I'm telling you, the more, if it's about branding, then you have a ratio of about 60% joiners. But when it comes to startups, a small company, a 5-10 years old company or 10-year-old company, it reduces to 30 to 40%. So the joining ratio changes with numbers and different situation or different criterias.
Correct. So you're saying like even if with a brand like Google, they have a backout ratio as well.
Yeah, we have I feel 8% to 10% ratio is there for backout. People are backing out because in India we have a culture that these are the top MENA brands, top 5 brand companies where we have to focus on. But it's not like that in US, and so I deal with Singapore team directly. So there we have seen people dropping out with different reasons. They come up with different reasons. They also everywhere they have reasons for everything. So it changes with time. I mean, you will see some changes with time that people won't be joining some brand, some good brand, because they don't get what they aspire for. Some people are very aspire for technology. Some people are aspire for new technologies. So not every company is going that.
Right. True. Gandhali, if you can talk about the same.
Yeah, in fact, what he said is completely true, in fact, because see, everyone has different aspirations. You, me, I, everyone sitting here, have different aspirations. So sometimes people are more technology oriented, or some people are who are much more monetary oriented. Okay, so both the features, what they get best, what are their basically what exactly focus they are looking out for, what their aspirations are. So accordingly, if you now Ankan has a good experience where he's saying like in Google also there are people who may at the last moment they may drop off the offer. My experience with the startup is like the ratio is very low, very low. Like you can say 20 to 25% people only turn up and they join. The half of the thing, that is the 70-75% of the thing, you have to restart doing the things again. So every time with my experience, whenever I have a position in hand, and if I have already put up an offer and I know that the person is going to join in, I always keep two other options with me. Now
Correct.
when I even keep these two other options with me, that is a bigger challenge which I face here is how do I keep these people on hold now? Okay, because they'll keep on asking me, madam, when are you going to give me the offer, when are you going to tell me? Okay, so these things. So the challenge here as an HR becomes much more when how you handle this situation and how do you really handle the other two candidates when you have kept them on hold. Okay, so now there could be some managerial points you could make it out. You can be much more transparent saying that the position is bit on hold, will come back to you within next 10 to 15 days. And then in these 10-15 days, you start communicating with the person you've already given the offer with. So the challenge with the startups is on a very higher quantum, you can say here, than the companies who are already completely settled, like you can say MNCs like Cognizant, Synechron, Google, or the other companies, Accenture, and all these things. So the major challenge, I would also like to put an experience here. Like Ankan is completely come from a domain which is completely IT, but with my experience in manufacturing, the challenge is much more on a higher rate, because here the struggle as an HR is just not with the profile. The struggle here is also getting the packages approved from the management, because the
Yeah.
management is not much keen on giving much more higher packages. When you say, if we compare the ratio, a project lead working with a company working with Ankan's company and a project lead working with my company, okay, there is a diversified, there is so much of, you can say, gap between these two positions. What people are doing, they are managing the team, they are doing the project lead, they are organizing the project. Okay, they are leading the team, everything is there, the profile is same in this case, but the challenge here is what the IT company will pay is much more different from what a manufacturing company pays. So here the challenge is again on a very higher scale, that even if you are paying a project lead like say 15 lakhs of a package per year, even then the assurance is still not there on paper that the person will come up for the day of the joining. So the challenges industry wise are different. Again, challenges as per talent and the aspirations are different here.
Agree.
So many criteria again, Vinay here.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Agree.
even our CEO, Kshitij has talked about this in previous webinars. The main
Right.
reason is, I mean, there is huge gap between demand and supply, especially in IT.
Very true.
And this is increasing day by day. That is the reason, like the market is candidate oriented. Even when once they just put the papers, they put the resignation, then they'll start job shopping, right? And they'll end up having the 5-6 job offers in hand till they complete that notice period. And that's the reason why we are getting last time backouts, right? And it's again really
It's employer
frustrating
centric. Yeah.
for the same profile. I really
Yeah. It's candidate centric world right now. Yeah, but adding to Gandhali's point, in 15 lakhs, my people candidate won't join us at all. If you are 15 lakhs.
That is the manufacturing standard, Ankan, basically.
That's what I'm trying to get into that, and that's a very, I mean, I can see the difference here. I mean, yeah, I understand the manufacturing part is a little difficult, but I don't know how to help them. I mean, the thing is that industries are run on different countries, like we run on dollars or euros,
Exactly.
that's the reason, and manufacturing runs on rupees, INRs, and other stuffs. So that's a
Like
challenge what we have,
a
and that's what we
person
see.
joining as a project lead will join not lesser than, I could say, 30 to 40 lakhs. But here with manufacturing, we have a biggest challenge, because 30 or 40 lakhs will be a package which a director will take.
Okay, that's let's not discuss about
So
those matters right
a
now.
work
The salary part discussion. I totally agree with you. But yes, that's a challenge. That's a challenge. But they have. I mean, the discussion is about how we can technology can help us here. But I don't see the technology would be beneficial here because it's totally into emotional intelligence what we can play and rapport with the person, or those are things related to physical attributes, nothing else.
True, true. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Ankan and Gandhali, for your insight. So I have a last question for you guys. So how is the technology important in interviewing?
Yes. If you talk about interview process, yes, definitely it is important. So I told you in past the discussions, like if I talk about me as a candidate, I don't want to travel to Mumbai to Delhi for an interview. I don't want to travel to Mumbai to Bangalore for an interview today. So today we have Zoom, we have technology where we can have this conversation. Else we would be having a conference in a seminar hall. We would be waiting for people to come and all those stuff. But the drawback is I can't meet these people face to face. When you interact with these people face to face, then you have more connect, where I can't see their faces. Today we are on a blackboard. We are talking to a blackboard, that is what is happening with technology today. When you're interviewing candidate today, some people resist switching on cameras in interviews. That is what we have focused. We are noticing few days from last 1 or 2 years. Second thing, we can find, we don't have to be dependent on panel's thought. I told you that we have different tests, psychometric tests, we have aptitude test, coding test with us, where we can see and filter candidate before only that should we move this candidate for an interview, technical interview or not. We have filtration criteria as well, while a candidate is getting interviewed in via different coding tests or different coding portals. Apart from that, the offer generation, I used to remember when in past we used to type down all offer letter like we have to type entire offer letter, we have to review 2-3 times for an approval, and then it to release offer to a candidate. Today it's in ATS, we have to just put my signature and it gets released to the candidate. So things have helped a lot here. Then the background verification I spoke about, that we have a background verification check as well. Apart from the sourcing portals, what we have, let's talk about from the time a job is released to us, or requisition is opened for us to us, we have different sourcing portals. We post job different places. People know this is the requirement which is suitable for me. They apply. It comes to our inbox, and they go to our career site as well. So technology helped a lot. Like they have minimized our work. I mean, it has been more fast, you can say. We are very quick, and at least from sourcing to interview process, we have become very quick. The challenge is the challenge is same for us, for entire industry, like making the people join, making the candidate join the organization. And that's a tenure, which is 30, 60, 90 days, whatever the tenure is. Those are the challenges what we are facing right now.
True, true. Gandhali, if you can throw some light on this.
Yeah, basically completely agreed with Ankan, because interviewing process is of course been very easy with technology. So it's not a time consuming process altogether right now, and making things much more easier these days. So bulk emails, or you can say bulk sending the automated offer letters. Okay, and even having the whole data in your system. So this is literally, in fact, it is not it is better than the manual way of doing it. So it is really helping it out in the process when it comes to interview. Apart from that, being connected with the candidate through through video calls, or any of the video interviews or something. So that is again, pros and cons for both are there, having a face-to-face interview and having a video call interview. But yes, video calls to having an interview through video call, so that is one way to doing it. And I think it is much more better when it comes to candidates who are not from your location, but they are from the outside locations, like you're interviewing someone from Delhi or Chennai. So this becomes much more easier for getting instant connected with the candidate. So that is what it is.
So Gandhali, I just have to give you insight on that. We have one disadvantage of this technology as well. we have seen so many candidates, at the time of interview, they're different, and the joining, someone else will join. So this has also happened, and this is one of the disadvantage of technology we can talk about.
Yeah,
Right.
agree. That is. So I told you there are drawbacks as well. So in first conversation also, I told the technology has their benefits, but there are some drawbacks from technology side as well. So I mean, it's if you technology, tomorrow if your ATS is not working, you are not able to source new things. You can't add things. You can't release. Tomorrow if your ATS is down, you can't roll out offer to candidate just because you can't offer a manual thing. You have to wait for people to apply. Yeah, you can say apply on the job portal and all those stuff. We have to wait for our signatories to approve the offers or approve the interview or accept the calendar invite. There are things which is there, but yeah, they have. We can't be totally dependent on technology. What I can say.
True.
For bulk hiring, of course, technology makes a lot of effect, in fact, altogether. When you're doing a bulk hiring of almost like the huge amount of hiring is there. Like with small scale, it runs on without the technology as well. Okay, you're doing your things on the Excel and getting things done, in fact. So technology is helpful in many ways, but then in that case, as Ankan said, like pros and cons of both are there. When it comes to interaction and everything, of course, relationship, emotional intelligence, understanding the person becomes more crucial. But when it comes to data management and putting up the offers, putting up the bulk emails, of course, technology helps you.
True.
Technology is helpful in process. So Gandhali just, and I'm adding with on Gandhali's topic, like technology is just helping us in process. But if you talk about the relationship building, connect, it has to be in recruitment at least. We have to be on a side. We can't take technology there. We can't have a phone conversation with a candidate because the connect. When we talk about when we are going to forum, we make more connects there when we are meeting them face to face. But we can't make connects on phone or video calls there.
Very true, very correct.
Another thing is what I want to add. So when you meet people, you come to know about their background, but what they are going through. You know the background, what I have gone through in past, what they have, what challenges they are facing right now. But today, as if you are on video call, you don't know what he has done. Tomorrow it's raining outside or it's a earthquake outside. You don't come to you're not aware what is happening in the at the background. So those are challenges what we have seen in past, and it has. I will say, I mean, we should focus more on as a recruitment in HR field. We have to focus on more people connect compared to technology. Technology is good for process oriented things, but in hiring stuffs and retaining stuffs, we should focus on more connects.
I believe the same. I believe the same.
Perfect. So we have a question from participants for you panelists. How we can evaluate the employee value proposition through technology in terms of remote work? Gandhali, maybe you can start.
Pardon me, please, Vinay.
Yeah, so I'll repeat. How we can evaluate the employee value proposition through technology in terms of remote working?
In terms of remote working, so how employees performing altogether?
Yeah.
Technology again, both the points here. So basically there could be some. Every company has a tracking system how your project is evaluated or putting your work on some portfolio. Like you can have a PMS system somewhere. So PMS activity is somewhere you put your work hours, what are your tasks you are doing for the 8 hours. So what is the time you are putting for each task? So all these things can be evaluated through technology, and those could be monitored when you're working remotely. Of course, like whoever the project lead is. So analyzing the things, how much task the person is completed. So 50% is completed, 10% is completed. So what is the progress of it? How much time it is going to take to complete the task? So all these things can be monitored remotely in this case.
Right. Ankan, your views on this?
Yes, I agree. So I'm with Gandhali on this. So we have the different PMS systems everywhere. In IT also, we have Scrum calls every day. And when we talk about Scrum calls, they assign tasks to the different employees. And yeah, so for example, there are 2-3 work orders released today. And they have tenures as well, that this has to be completed within 15 minutes or 1 hour, 2 hour, or today what is on. So they divide the jobs on the basis of their priority. So priority 1 has to be completed within 1 hour, 2 hours. Then the priority 2 has to be completed within 2 days. Then 3 days, 4 days, and which is the highest priority. Every day they assign some priorities and they put viewer performance. Obviously, if you're not completing the task within 2 hours, it gets highlighted in the system that you're not completed, and the entire process get impacted, because if you are not done this coding today, your next job is getting delayed. So that way you get to know. If it's weekly, if happening every day, then you have again a scrum call or a agile call where you tell them that you have to focus on this and it has to be completed within this stage, and then you change the task as well.
Perfect. So, I mean, I'm done with the questions, and I would like to thank both the panelists for taking out your time on Saturday, especially, and giving your important insights on these topics. And I hope we will be still connected with company bench programs in future.
Sure. Definitely. I mean,
sure, definitely. Yes. It is pleasure, in fact, Vinay, getting connected.
Same here. Our pleasure that we are in this forum today, and that's what great that we met you and involved, so we can help others as well in this.
Yes. We will expect that from both of you. Yeah.
We can have
technology effect. Technology effect is here as well, Vinay. So when there are different hub of people coming together, different panelists coming here together, and other participants as well. So this is what it is. So network, everything builds and everything runs on network.
Yeah.
I mean, we should start again one more session like this, the evolved session, like one more conference like that again. We're expecting that.
Right. So now that conference we have got 300 plus HRs, like 200, 300 plus, and now I can see these HR groups are already made WhatsApp groups, and they are every day connecting with each other, and they have got a good connection with that event as well. So these are some benefits, and we are happy that company bench has done that for you. And in future, we will definitely update you on all of the events which we plan.
Sure, Vinay, sure.
Surely. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, both of you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.